your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. This would be like our radio example also. Since the real tuning is a separate function on the circuit board, it can be connected to other tuning knobs and dials also. In fact, there's really no limit to how many different ways you can link to this real tuner. Okay, let's look at this other illustration. Now here we have the tuning function. That's where it's really going on in the blue oval. Okay. Now we saw in the earlier illustrations where there was a string connecting the first tuning dial to it. And here we see that that's connected in that way. We saw how that worked. Now we see that we've also linked another radio or another tuner, another dial and tuning mechanism to the same tuner. So we got a string coming off of this tuner to this dial, and we got another string coming off the same pulley to another dial. So either dial has the ability, either needle, either tuning knob has the ability to tune the tuner. So you can go to the tuning dial physical representation number 1, the original one, and turn it, and sure enough, you can tune the radio. You can tune the tuning function. Why? Because there's a relationship. There's a link that's established between them. Certain proportions, certain pulley sizes, certain string connections in certain ways has established that relationship, has established that link. And now we see by this illustration, by another string, that we have established another relationship with another tuning dial. So either tuning dial now has a relationship with this one tuning function, with this real tuner. Either dial, either tuning knob has the ability now, because they have relationships, now has the ability to tune this tuner. Okay, let's continue on. This would be no different than a laptop computer playing a CD with a music program, but also having buttons on the laptop computer itself that can control the player. Or it could even have a remote control. In short, it is only one tuner or music player that has many different ways to operate it. We also saw where Ingo Swann was able to access his real seeing ability, the real seeing function, by having the meaning that he could see without any physical representation. Unlike the woman who linked her seeing function to her fingers, or the others who used the tips of their noses or armpits, he just saw whatever he wanted to from any place that he wanted to without using any body parts. He was able to get a close look at Jupiter while sitting in an underground room. By his beliefs and meanings, he could see anywhere in the universe from anywhere in the universe. Okay, let's look at this illustration. You have the seeing function, what's really going on, and then you have the beliefs and meanings link, the relationship, and he has a relationship to no particular physical location. His relationship says that it's from anywhere to anywhere, which means he can see from his eyes, or he can pick any non-physical location to see anything he wants to see. He's not limited. What about thinking? Thinking is just a function of the mind, or energy body, in the same way as seeing is and everything else is. The brain is just where thinking is represented in the same way as tuning is represented by the tuning knob and dial. There is no actual tuning going on at the dial or at the knob. They only serve to create and convey the meaning of what you want to hear. The tuning dial is only a representation of where the real tuning function is set at. But as we have seen, it is only an accurate representation as long as the relationship is maintained between the representation and the actual tuner. Scientists and researchers claim to know where all the functions of the brain are and can even point them out on the brain itself. In fact, they can probe certain areas of the brain while the research subject is wide awake, and it will trigger certain body actions and even certain memories and thoughts. They claim that these functions of the human body are actually in the brain.
To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, chapter number 10, segment number 64. Let your quest for knowing continue.